Good morning, all of you. So in today, we'll continue with the sound wave propagation. So in previous class, we had a discussion about the how the sound wave propagates and how to characterize the wave propagation. That's what we had discussed. We said, the pressure varies, density varies, the layers will exude SHM about their mean portion. Then we brought idea of chambers, compression, rarefaction. These were the different things we have learned. And in the end, we brought expression for the speed of the sound wave in the solid, in the liquids, in the gaseous medium. Now, today we'll further go for what will happen to the energy of a sound wave, how it will be, in what form when the sound wave propagates, in what form the energy of wave will be in the medium, is the thing. Next, power, intensity, then how to measure that intensity and what is the phase of a sound wave and how displacement pressure waves are. So we'll go for this particular thing, the discussion. Then in a gases, mixture of gases, if the temperature of a medium varies, what are all the parameters? These things we are going to discuss. So I think we have started with the speed of sound. Further, either how the speed of sound depends on temperature, pressure, density, or the humidity. These things we'll discuss now. Then I'll go for the other things. So now previous class, we have brought the expression for the speed of sound, which is equal to gamma RT by M naught. These are the various formulas what we have. Gamma, where is B is the bulk modulus of the atmosphere, P is the mean atmospheric pressure. So this will be B by rho. This one, and gamma is the adiabatic exponent of the gas, like a Cp by Cv. I'll write so that it be easy for you. Now, what are the effect of the various parameters? What are various parameters? As I increase temperature, what will happen to speed of sound? I think directly as I increase the temperature, the speed of sound will increase, no? As I increase the temperature. So now let's categorize here. As temperature increases, speed of sound increases. Okay, fine. This is next again, the next point here. If humidity increases, anybody, I think long back in schools, you might have studied all these things. If the pressure, temperature, and now let me increase the pressure. Any effect of pressure? Since you studied in school, I'm just asking you to recollect things. Anybody? Okay, I'll do one thing. This one, pressure. As pressure increases, it's a very simple, nothing to do. It's not a theoretical, so take help of this one. PV equal to nRT. P V equal to mass by molecular mass RT. P is equal to M by V RT by M naught. Already we know, once again I'm writing P equal to rho RT by M naught. So what was our expression? The speed of the sound wave, which is equal to gamma P by rho, no? It is. Will agree? This was our expression for the speed of sound wave. So here we'll write it VW. So as pressure increases, density also increase. So VW remains constant. I'm just rather than saying theoretically, I'm giving the proof itself. Okay, no, humidity increases. So as you change pressure, there won't be change in speed of the sound wave. Getting the idea, no? Okay, now we'll go for as humidity, any effect of humidity. So what do you mean? What do you mean by humidity? Why that humidity? This one. So let me. So if this is the ground or surface of the earth, so usually we'd say this is the air. So because of humidity, tell me what will happen there. The moisture content will increase, no? The moisture content will increase. So as the moisture content increases, so what we can see, like the air will become more denser in this region. The air, what happened, will become more denser near to the ground than at higher thing. So this will be the air is denser, here air is lighter. So why air will become denser? Because of humidity. Humidity means nothing but what happens, the amount of moisture can. Because of the humidity increases, so definitely what will happen here, the air will become more denser near to the ground. And the sound wave which is propagating will propagate here. Will not on the surface, no, will propagate at certain height. This is usually maintained for like some sirens, where they use it for the factories, no, earlier. So most of the applications, what we do at a certain height from the ground, it is some say like a 5 meters, 6 meters. So in this region, the wave will be propagating, the sound wave will be propagating. So look at now, air is lighter. So what happened to the density here? Rho 1, rho 2. Rho 1 will become less than rho 2. So definitely what happens, the density will decrease. If density decreases, the effect of that, what will happen, you can say bulk modulus will remain same, will not change. Then with the help of that, what you can say, the speed of the wave will increase here. So now what we can say like as humidity increases, the speed of sound increases. Okay, fine. So this what I can give explanation. The air will become more thinner at a certain height, and what all the applications what you do will be at a certain height. This will be. So why it will become denser? Because of the air, because of moisture. Able to get this one, just a small idea. In books what happened, they have just given the statement, I just shown practically what actually happens here. The wave will propagate at a certain height, not on the surface of the earth, that one. So we usually will discuss all the applications at certain height. So usually let's take 5 meter, or even at a say like a 2 meter also. The air will be more denser at a height 2 meter. Then about 2 meter, the air will be thinner. So air will be lighter. So the density will be less. So speed of sound will increase. So these are the effects of the pressure, variation of pressure, temperature, and density on the speed of a wave. Very important, do remember. We'll take the next one. Okay, after this, what about the power of a wave, energy of a wave, intensity of a wave, like how we had, like this we have to derive. So as we have formulated things like this, if a wave propagates, if a sound wave propagates here, then we brought the concept of the layers, no? This one. So there's a one chamber. Okay, we'll take one chamber. No, at a given, or is it okay? Let me not bring chamber. Let me take the layer. There's a layer. It is at its mean position. So what will happen to the layer? No, so it can be, it will be at mean position moving like this. It may be here, or it will be at extreme point. The same layer only, because in a given layer will execute SHM about its mean position. I'm just showing all the some rough positions here. So here it will have velocity. This is the wave maximum velocity. This is V1. This will be instantaneous rest. This will have maximum displacement. Then okay, let's assume that this will be instantaneous rest. Okay, I agree this one. Now the again a layer may be like this. Okay, fine. So a given layer what pen will execute SHM about its mean position. What is this particular point? Mean position of, I will pull it down because I have to, we'll discuss in fresh page. Okay, no, you have things very clear in front of you. What is this gray color that I shaded? It's a layer. So in what direction the sound wave is propagating? The sound wave is propagating towards right. Let's assume. Now, where the layer will have maximum kinetic energy? All of you, IR, okay, understood. What is IR? Instantaneous rest, or left extreme, you can call. And what is Y? Y will measure like this. Am I right? We'll measure Y from the mean position. Okay, now we have everything. Okay, now I'm asking you as students one best question. Where the kinetic energy will be maximum? Anybody wants to answer? Where the kinetic energy should be? At mean position, naturally, because the layers are executing SHM. Where potential energy should be maximum? At extreme, potential energy maximum at extreme. No, potential energy, kinetic energy, both will be maximum at mean position, and both will be zero at extreme. Sir, how it is possible? See, like, what should happen to the energy? The energy should propagate, no? Potential energy, kinetic energy, both are maximum. As it moves, both will decrease, and extreme point, what will happen? Will become zero. Where do this energy go on? Given to the next layer. The wave energy should propagate, no? The energy should propagate here. So therefore, the energy will be given to the next layer. So therefore, what we can write it as like a U max, K max. And what about here? U will be zero, K will be zero. Similarly, U equal to zero, K equal to zero. Got the idea? This one. Next again, what about, oh sir, what about this one? U will be non-zero, K will be non-zero. If a layer moves from mean to extreme, potential energy, kinetic energy, both will decrease. So what are the important conclusions here? If a layer, just we'll write it, the layer will have maximum kinetic energy and potential energy at mean position. Next again, the layer will not have zero potential energy and kinetic energy at extreme. Okay, got this one. Both potential energy, kinetic energy will be maximum at mean position and at extreme will be zero. Where do that energy of the layer gone? Given to the next layer. So in this way, the flow of energy will occur in the direction of wave propagation. Naturally, because it's executing SHM, again, the strain here will be maximum. I'll later on show the dy by dx will be maximum at mean position. I'll show later on. Because potential energy depends on what? The strain. And the strain depends on what? Dy by dx. I can show that at mean position only, the slope will be maximum. Okay, got this. Okay, now we'll get first expression for the power. So now the same energy density is equal to the same formula what we had is equal to rho omega square a square by 2. What is rho? Rho is the density of the medium. Omega is the angular frequency of the sound wave. And a is the amplitude. This is what the energy density. Then what is the expression for power? Power should be equal to rho omega square a square s speed of sound wave by 2. How it returns due to pressure difference, I'll explain graphically. Time being, you just accept this content. Okay, this is the expression for power. Rho omega square a square s into v. Okay, now we'll define the intensity. So how you define intensity? Power flowing per unit area. So this will become rho omega square a square vw by 2. This is the expression for intensity of sound wave. Speed of a sound wave, VW, not mu, rho. Rho is there. Energy density, what you write, energy is equal to energy density into volume. So volume is what? S into delta x. Delta x by delta t will be this one. I think it's correct. Please do accept. Your forgotten formula, please do accept. Okay, this is the expression for intensity. Okay, now let me go for some, I want the pressure amplitude, displacement amplitude. So if you can recollect, some formulas is what we have now. What are the formulas we know? Like a VW equal to omega by K. I want in terms of pressure amplitude. What I brought is in terms of displacement amplitude. So let me express this, I have the total answer in terms of pressure amplitude. Any formulas I have to adjust here? What are other formulas? Speed of the wave equal to B by rho. And next, the pressure amplitude is equal to BAK. What is a displacement amplitude? So what is this expression for intensity in terms of displacement amplitude? In terms of pressure amplitude, I want. So therefore, shall I go for any modification? So expression for intensity, no, this should be equal to So I want the pressure amplitude. So in place of A, shall I bring delta PM? Or we can replace no rho equal to I want delta PM in the equation. That have to be omega square first. Let me write rho omega square. What we can write it as K VW whole square A square VW by 2. VW whole square can be written as B by rho. Rho K square A square VW by 2. So this will become rho K square A square VW by 2. VW square I can write it as B by rho. So one rho get cancels. So this will become B A square K square VW by 2. Let me adjust one B here. So B square A square K square by 2 VW by B. What is BA K whole square? Should be delta PM. What is this delta PM? It is called as any name for that? There are two things are there for you. What is delta PM? Pressure amplitude. What is A called as displacement amplitude? You can also bring density amplitude also, rho A K. Of course, may not be very important. Possibility of asking. So you have come across the two formulas. The intensity of sound wave becomes very important than energy density because I'll be more bothered about this intensity. So two formulas you have to remember: intensity of sound wave in terms of displacement amplitude, intensity of sound wave in terms of pressure amplitude. So these are the formulas. So like this, what happened? Sir, now you can ask question from where this you brought it. So the same equation, y equal to a sine omega t minus k, the same equation is there, no? Because of that, I'm able to directly start this one, or else you have to derive. Let the kinetic energy of small elemental area be dk. If you derive again, we'll end up with same equation. So as there's also a traveling wave, so it also satisfies wave equation. So I'll take help of the same formulas here. So what is this? What we have brought it? Intensity of sound wave in terms of pressure amplitude. There's the intensity of sound wave in terms of displacement amplitude. I'll just highlight this so that you can notice. Or these formulas, do remember, you have plenty of numericals based on this one. Okay, let's study something. I think what all you know now. Okay, just some rough idea. Means like we have not understood anything. You're writing some equations. Okay, we are accepting it. You are saying potential is both maximum at mean portion, at extreme it will be zero, you're telling. Okay, let me explain through mathematically all the things here. So let me take the equation y equal to the displacement wave equation. Let me pick up y equal to a cos kx minus omega t. Immediately we know how to calculate the pressure wave. So how do we calculate pressure wave? Excess pressure wave, that should be equal to minus b dy by dx. Please do remember, this is very important for you. You have to remember this. If you know displacement wave, can you bring the pressure wave by using this formula, excess pressure wave? So this will become minus b, derivative of this minus a sine minus ak What is this BAK? We'll call that as pressure amplitude. Now what you have, this is y of x here. So this is a displacement wave. And this is a pressure wave. Okay, just do look at this one. Let's plot these two. Then we'll see what we'll get it. We will try to we'll try to learn something from these equations. Let's plot them. I need some space. Let it be like this now. Okay, let's plot y of x graph at t equal to 0. So I think now we are very good in plotting graphs. All the things, even the energy also, I'll try to explain here only. Even the energy also, since now we know energy also. Now, what is the displacement wave? How the displacement wave will be? It's not a shape of the rope. Why? It's a curve only, not a shape of the rope, like not like a transverse wave. Cos omega. So cos will be three lines. If you want, you can continue. I think one and a half wave is sufficient. I'll make it little bit. Okay, almost we'll compare many particles so that it'll be easy for you. Okay, so this is plus A, this is minus A, this is Y, this is X graph, and the wave is propagating towards right. Now we have, when there is no wave propagation, the particles will be here, this one. We'll donate several particles in what direction they will be moving. But where the particles position, let me show it here. This is not needed. Yeah. And now how to plot the pressure wave. I'll show by the other color. Please, very important, almost all the concept I'm trying to cover using this graph. No, please, you have to understand what all you have doubts. No, everything will be available here. Look at this one. So it's a sine graph, no? It's a sine graph. Little bit thick will make it. What is this? There's a pressure I'm plotting. So what is the pressure here? The mean atmospheric pressure is P naught. So how much pressure here? P naught plus BAK. How much of pressure here? There's a pressure. Let me write it. atmospheric pressure, the pressure at a given point, and the wave is propagating the same thing, and this is x. At t equals 0, we have plotted. Okay, now how the different layers will be moving. Okay, what do you mean by compression? Where pressure is maximum, no? Where pressure is more than P naught. So how you categorize compression where pressure is more than P naught? What do you mean by rarefaction? Pressure less than P naught. I think yesterday's in the class we have formulated it. Okay, I'm interested in the layers. So what are the layers? The layers are present here. These are the layers. We'll pick up few layers here. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, 15 particles is what I picked up. The very first question, which layer in what direction will be moving? If a layer is plus A, what do you mean by that? It is at a distance of plus A from the mean position. Okay, that one, it is at extreme point, right extreme. If I say the layer is at having a displacement of minus A, so shall I say it is at left extreme? So those layers which are having a maximum displacement plus A, so they are said to be at right extreme. Those layers which are having a maximum displacement of minus A, they are said to be left extreme. And we know if a layer is at executing SHM, if it is at extreme point, what is the state of it? Should be at rest. So which all layers are at rest now? Now you can ask questions. So like a this what again once again. So what about this layer? I'm really coming into the original the discussion what we were supposed to do here now. If a layer, what happen is at mean position, it can be moving towards right or towards left. No, it's that mean position moving in the direction of wave. The layer is at right extreme. Here the layer is between mean and the right extreme, and the layer is moving in the direction of wave. What about this layer? It is between mean and the right extreme and moving opposite to the wave, direction of propagation. What about this layer? It is at left extreme. And what about this layer? Between mean and left extreme, moving away from mean position or, or opposite to direction of wave propagation. What about this layer? Between mean and extreme, and moving the direction of wave propagation. How you measure what is x here? What is x? X is the position of a layer. X from where I'll measure? I'll measure somewhere from the origin. Then what is y? For a given layer, y I should measure from its mean position. Are you getting the y? So tell me, like, what is this? It is a shape of the layer or it's a curve, yx graph? Anybody? Because they're the best question a teacher should ask to the student. Not teachers should explain. Teachers should ask for a student. What it is? Is it a shape of the medium at t equal to 0, or it is just a curve? Anybody? Like y-x graph will give the shape of the rope at any time t. Similarly, here y-x graph will give the shape of the medium at any time t. It's a curve. It's not a shape of the medium. It's only a curve. Got the all of you? It's just a curve. It's just a curve. That's all. Finish short. It's a mathematical curve. Okay, we have a formulas. Now, if I differentiate this, the particle velocity is given by a omega sine okay, this is the particle velocity. Then if I differentiate this with respect to dy by dx, or directly I'll write it. What is the expression for particle velocity? Velocity of any point. Again, the same formula is useful for us. Dy by dx. Okay, now. Which all layers are at rest? Instantaneous rest. Shall I say 1, 5, 9? So layers at right extreme. Which are layers at right extreme? 199. Layers at left extreme? 5 and 13. I think there's a better, no, we have a better information. No, again, the layers which are at mean position. I think these will be also at rest, are at rest. Because those which are at extreme should be at rest. No, the layers which are at mean position. Anybody? 3, 7, 11, 15. Okay, good. No, we are in somewhat better position. No. Can we say which layers are moving in the direction of wave? Layers. Moving in the direction of, how to decide? I'll take help of slope. Okay, fine. What is the slope here? Negative. Wave is moving towards left. Okay, there's a wave speed. Okay, I'll change it. Somebody suggested like a V wave speed. No. What is the slope at 2, 3, 4? What is the slope at 2, 3, 4? Negative. Negative of negative, positive. So therefore, all these layers are moving towards right. So I will give like this. Layer 2, 3, 4. Let me put dot so that it'll be easy for you. No. So look at the arrows. Let me use. Oh. That me. Let me use this. We have. No, the layers at 2, 3, 4. In what direction they're moving? They're moving in the direction of wave. What about 6, 7, 8? Slope is positive. Wave velocity is positive. So particle velocity negative. Negative means they're moving opposite to that one. So in what direction? They'll be moving in this direction. Arrow not visible properly. I'll increase the size. Okay, somebody is telling sir arrows not visible properly. I'll put once again. See that one. Okay, no, this is clear. No, come for next 6 will be like this. What about 9? 9 will be at test. Again, 10 will be moving like this. Okay, got the idea? And 13, those layers which are at test, I'll put dot. Those which are at extreme. Okay, this is what happens here. So layers moving in the direction of wave. So what all will put it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Look at the red color arrows in the direction of wave propagation. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. Layers moving opposite to the direction of wave propagation. No. Looking at that, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, and 14, 15. These are the visible for us. Okay, got the idea now? So how to put this one? Now, sir, you said something compression. What do you mean by compression? Where pressure is more than P naught. That's the compression. Okay, now which all layers are in compression? Where pressure is P naught. So don't look at here, you don't get any help. You should look at here now. So now which all layers where pressure is more than P naught. I think this everything is compression. So 2, 3, 4 are compression. Then again 10, 11, 12 are compression. Don't say 9. 9 is not a compression because what is the pressure at 9? It's P naught, no? So what is the compression? Compression means where pressure is more than P naught. Got the idea? So shall I say this is the compression, and what is the rarefaction? Rarefaction means this one. This is the meaning of rarefaction. So where pressure is less than P naught. So what is the compression? No, compression will be layers undergoing compression. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Layers are undergoing rarefaction. Which are those layers? 6, 7, 8, 14. Because 15 I cannot take because 15 is at mean position. Able to understand this one? So there's a one very quite simplified way, no? No. Which layer is having maximum compression? Layers having maximum compression. Where pressure is maximum, where the pressure is maximum, here, no? P naught plus BAK, P naught plus BAK, pressure is maximum. So which layers are undergoing maximum compression? 3 and 11. Layers having maximum rarefaction. Which layers? 5 and 15. You can see like and all. So sorry, 7, 7. Pressure is how much? Minimum, no? P naught minus BAK. And again here, P naught minus BAK. So 7 and 15. Slowly, I think now hope you are able to understand. If a sound wave propagates, no, this is what happens here. So the mathematics is helping us to understand the wave propagation. Yesterday, what I discussed, no, it was like a story. The mass will help us know which layer compression, rarefaction, where maximum compression, maximum rarefaction. Yesterday, you might have felt happy. Okay, we understood. No, actually, you understood. Okay, no. So there's a difference for the preparation for advanced. No, when you go for preparation for advanced, no, we will learn everything using maths. Using maths, weapon will prove everything. Okay, got the idea, no? So now if a sound wave, so usually what are the type of questions? If they ask you displacement, if they give displacement wave, can you say compression rarefaction using displacement wave? Not possible. Huh? So what you should do? So if they give displacement wave, okay, write a wave equation. Then using this formula, bring the pressure wave. Then plot pressure wave, where pressure more than P naught, compression, less than P naught, rarefaction. But looking at here, very dangerous. Am I right? This will be very dangerous. Looking here, looking at this graph, okay, at 2, compression rarefaction, very difficult. Huh? Let me check it. Okay, 15. 15 is what? Maximum rarefaction, no? Where pressure 5 and 15, you look at this one. sorry, 7 and 15, what when the pressure is least, okay, maximum rarefaction. What is the problem? Oh, you mean to say here, no? 4 and 15. Okay, then I'll do one thing. 6, 7, 8, 14, 15. It's there, it's there, man. Okay, okay, this one. I think I forgot. Yeah, fine. Okay, agreed, all of you. So this is the one method of, now, if they give pressure wave, using this, can you tell like a which layer in what direction moving? Very difficult. So what you should do, if they give pressure wave, from the pressure wave, predict the displacement wave, then plot displacement wave. From their slope, you, with the help of that, you can predict in which layer, in what direction it is moving. Got the idea? What about the layers where pressure is equal to P naught? No compression, no rarefaction. What is that layers? I think it mean, no? 1, 5, 9, 13. You look at the pressure. This point, what is the pressure? Equal to mean atmospheric pressure. What is the pressure here? P naught. Pressure P naught. Pressure P naught. Pressure P naught. Okay, got this one? At that instant, the pressure is this P naught here. Okay, now, what about the kinetic energy? Which layer are having maximum kinetic energy? Those which are at mean position, they will have maximum speed, no? Maximum speed, which layers will have maximum kinetic energy? I'm directly come. Maximum speed, those which are at mean position. We know it's executing SHM. So kinetic energy, where it is maximum. This is very important. Layers having maximum kinetic energy. Layers having maximum kinetic energy. K max. Yeah, who will answer? 3, 7, 11, 15. Layers having maximum potential energy. Anybody? Okay, let's come for this one. According to the potential energy concept, where slope is maximum, speed will be maximum. Will agree? Where slope is maximum, their potential energy also will be maximum. Am I right? Long back we are discussed in the transverse wave on a rope. Where slope is maximum, there also potential energy should be maximum, kinetic energy should be maximum. Again, the same thing, 3, 7, 11, 15 only. Okay, now, will you say that at extreme potential energy maximum? No. At extreme potential maximum, no here. So now you look at this one. At maximum compression or at maximum rarefaction, what will be the potential energy? At maximum compression, 3 is having maximum compression. What is the potential energy? Maximum. Kinetic energy will be maximum. Got the idea? At maximum rarefaction, potential energy will be maximum. Kinetic energy maximum. These are very important. Layers which are where the pressure is P naught. Then what is that layer? The layer will be at extreme. So kinetic energy should be 0. Potential energy also will be 0. If a sound wave propagates where the pressure is the layer which is having maximum compression, what happens to their potential energy? Or better, we call this a strain energy. Strain energy will be maximum. Kinetic energy will be maximum. What about the kinetic energy of the layers where the pressure in compression? As I move from P naught to P naught plus BK, there's a compression, no? As I move from mean atmospheric pressure to maximum compression, here like this, what will happen to kinetic energy? Will increase, no? Will agree? Here you can see kinetic energy here will be 0. It increases, it becomes maximum. So if compression increases, then what happened to kinetic energy will also increase. Potential also will increase. If compression decreases, potential also, kinetic energy decreases, potential energy decreases. And here at mean atmospheric pressure, both potential kinetic will be zero. So shall we put like this here? The one best conclusion is what I wanted to make it here. Where is the blue color one? Some other. Let me take this one. No. So shall we put here U max, K max, U minimum, K minimum. Here U max, K max. What about here? U minimum, K minimum. Got the idea? This one. So again, will the layer will move vertically up and down? No, the layers will move horizontally. Very important, the arrows. What is this? There's a curve. It's not a shape of the curve. What is this? This again, the variation of pressure, no? So these two are curves. They're not shape of the medium, not like a transverse wave. Okay, got the idea, no? So this I took. So now they'll plot this for sine graph. Okay, let's see one more so that you'll get exact picture. Then I'll go for the other thing. And now if the equation is tell me like what will be the pressure wave? How to calculate the pressure wave? There's a wave equation, displacement wave equation. The excess pressure wave is given by dy by dx. So this should become equal to how much? Minus b. Derivative of this one. Ak cos kx minus omega t. So this will become minus bak cos okay, there's a displacement wave, there's a pressure wave. So again, I'll leave it to students. You should work out. It's not that teachers should help to that extreme level. I'll just plot the graphs and you try to study the different layers in what direction they're moving. This is what a sine graph. There's a purely now it's a sine graph. So how the pressure wave minus AK cos. Minus AK cos. So AK cos, how it will be? Some other color, yeah. This is a plus A, minus A, Y, this is X. Okay, fine. So now what all you can say, what is the compression? There's a compression. From A to A is a compression. No? There's everything is a compression. Got this one? There's a compression. So this is the compression. This is a rarefaction. Can you work out again the similar method what we did, no? The different layers, and I'll just give only, I want you to work out. So these are the points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Different shaped curves they'll give, and you should work out. Sir, if they give 15, 16, 17, 18. If they give pressure wave, no problem. See, from pressure wave, bring the displacement wave, then compare. See, only from here, can you say compression very dangerous without this? Uh, with with only this, can you say compression refraction very dangerous? I'm telling this one, it's very dangerous. So what you should do, immediately from displacement wave, from this curve, generate displacement wave equation. From this, generate pressure wave, then pressure wave, plot it, excess pressure wave, plot it. Then you compare things, it'll be easier. Or if I give pressure wave, can you say that in which layer, what direction moving? Again, very dangerous. So from pressure wave, what you should get? Excess pressure wave. You should, from this equation, using this, think about this one. Then you plot it. Have both, then you go for discussion. Got the idea? There's a method. I'm showing this one. I don't know what will happen to you in exam. You'll not listen to teacher. There's a problem. Okay, got the idea? So try to this. I may give with certain phase also. It may start from here. No problem, that one. So that phase angle will come here. No. Then differentiate. This also will come with phase angle. Then plot it. This everything is at t equal to 0. Can you work out? So I explained everything, the energy density. So when a sound wave propagates through a medium, where the potential energy kinetic energy of a layer will be maximum at mean position only. So here I had to introduce you back here. So here is what. Is it justified? I said something like this, no? When a sound wave propagates through a medium, so what about the potential energy kinetic energy? There'll be maximum at mean position and will be minimum, or say will equal to 0 at extreme position. Got the idea? And in fact, the layer will execute SHM. Where compression will be maximum, where rarefaction maximum, I think better to take help of graphs like this. Okay, agreed? No? So let's, okay, this is about the most essential part, like how the waves are moving is what? We got in a better picture. Only that kinetic energy I'll just indicate, so that will be. Okay, fine. This is the same thing is applicable for here. Here it will be maximum. Minimum better. Let me write 0, no? Or okay, minimum. We have minimum. See what happened, the way of learning, you see. When they ask something theoretical question, no, students will try to remember. See, where is the question of remember here? So we are supposed to analyze, no, using mathematics. So what students are doing in SURMA, we do have many good conceptual questions. What shall I tell you how you prepare? You read that question, you look at option, and you remember. Hardly you draw diagram, you write equation, and you analyze. This is not the way of preparing, no. Will you become any history person? Okay, history person, what happened? Can you construct a war? Everything not possible, no? You want to become engineer, huh? You must have equations, you must have diagrams. Even not only for numerical, any objective question, it should be there. but we don't have such preparation. Nowadays, students, what happen? I have seen almost 100% of students, how do they prepare? SC Verma, more than one options. They just read, the close eye, they think, okay, finish. Nobody will write equation, nobody will draw diagrams. How you become engineer? Not possible. Where is the knowledge? Okay, so there's about the, okay, let's get into the speed of the sound. Okay, now the intensity we got it, no? Let's go for loudness. Then I can enter into the next I'm discussing is the loudness of a sound signal. Okay, I already have intensity, no? Why I'm going for loudness here? Okay, let's go for. First, I'll start with it. Maximum or tolerable sound for human ear. Tolerable. What is the maximum intensity of sound signal we can tolerate? It is equal to 1 watt per meter square is what the scientific data is telling. If the intensity of sound signal becomes more than this, we'll feel pain in our ears. I think you might have played, no, when you are somebody will come in front of your ear, if they say, oh, if they shout, then what you feel? You will get irritated, no, and you may get pain. You may get pain. Why it happens? Because inside the ear, no, we have a layer called as a diaphragm. So this particular thing, so constantly what will happen from the inside the body, and air will be pushing it this one. Then air atmospheric pressure, P naught A, P naught S, P naught S. This is a diaphragm. Okay, there's a very thin layer which will which will send the sound signal. When there is no disturbance, no, from inside, what happened? P naught S, the body will exert a force, and here the atmospheric pressure force. It will be better. If somebody speaks, then the sound wave will arrive. When the sound wave arrives, what will happen to pressure? Will vary, no? Compression, rarefaction. The pressure will change. When pressure changes, P1 is greater than P naught S. Then what happens is the diaphragm will start vibrating. As it starts vibrating, it will convert mechanical vibrations into electrical signal and will given to the brain, and the brain will process it. No, like this, if the pressure like this, what is the maximum intensity? No, 1 watt per meter square. As 1 watt per meter square intensity sound signal will come, no, the pressure will be maximum such that what happens, the diaphragm will almost, because how much it can oscillate, there's some gap is there, no, inside the ear, it can vibrate. It cannot go beyond this, certain limit is given. If the diaphragm is pressed more than that, so what happens, definitely it will be get strained and will get a pain. Is it okay? No, if somebody shouts loudly in front of ear, no, will get a pain because the diaphragm will be pushed back more into the ear. There's certain limit is there. If it push more into the ear, there the layer will get compressed and will get a pain. That's what the tolerable sound for human ear, or pain threshold, what we can call this as. Pain threshold. Okay, got the idea, no? So any intensity greater than this will suffer a pain. Then what is the feeble sound for which a human ear will respond? Feeble sound for which a human ear (10 to power of minus 10 watt per meter square). See, not zero. Huh? 10 to the power of minus 10 watt per meter square. If any sound signal whose intensity is less than this, the human ear will feel that as if no sound. It's not hearing any sound. So this is called like a feeble sound for which a human ear will respond. Or you can say like a feeble sound null output, or the lowest intensity sound signal for which human ear will respond. If the intensity of sound signal I minimum, the human ear says though sound signal enters into human ear, the human ear says that I'm not hearing anything. Got the idea? This one. So like this, what will happen? By varying intensity, what will happen? So these are the limits. Shall we say these are limit, upper limit? This is a lower limit. So now there is no zero, no? You can see that it's not like zero. Zero is not reference. The 10 to the power of minus 10 is reference. Okay, afterwards. If I make 1 watt, if I make from intensity of sound signal, from 1 watt, if I make 2 watt, I don't feel double. Are you getting? No, I don't feel double. When I make the intensity from say like a 1, if I make it 100, no, then I feel it got double. So the human ear not respond for linear scale, it will respond for logarithmic scale. So to overcome this, what will happen? I will, the reason for that, from volume button, no, from 1 watt you make it 2 watt, you don't feel double. No? You don't feel it is a double. If you make it from, so like a, so let's take 10 watt will take, from 10 watt, if you make it 100 watt, no, you don't feel double. Also like a 10 watt, you make it 20 watt. You don't feel the sound signal got double. When you make from 10 watt to 100 watt, then you feel it got double. So the human ear, to what it responds? It responds for logarithmic scale, not linear scale. So therefore, to overcome that, what happen, will bring a quantity called like a loudness of a signal here. So here I'll put it, the human ear logarithmic scale. So for that purpose, I'll define loudness of sound signal. Symbol beta, this will be log 10 I by I naught. Okay, sir, why you're making I naught? This is what I naught. Because I should compare with, see, when I say I am, my height is 160 centimeter. With respect to what, I'm 167. With respect to Qutub Minar, I'm 160. No, with respect to 0 centimeter, I am 160. No, or in terms of feet, what we say, like a 5 feet 10 inches. We say my height is 5 feet 10 inches. With respect to what, I'm 5 feet 10 inches. With respect to 0, I'm 5 feet 10 inches. Similarly, if I say the sound signal, what is the reference? Not 0. This is the reference. I is speaking loudly. With respect to ohm, with respect to I naught, you are comparing the sound signal, not with respect to 0. So therefore, 0 is not a reference, I naught is a reference, I brought it. I is the intensity of sound signal. The unit was bell. Since this is a very large unit, no, to make it small, deci, to make it small, what happened? I'll bring 1 by 10. Then I'll multiply by 10. So what is a dB? How you write decibel? I think this is what nowadays, no, you can see minus 10 dB, 5 dB, plus 10 dB. In the volume controls, nothing but the loudness you are controlling, not the intensity. Okay, now let's compare the scales. So we have two scales are there, intensity scale and loudness scale. So intensity. So in intensity scale, so there's the intensity, watt per meter square. There's a loudness in decibels. So first 10 to the power of, if the intensity of sound signal is 10 to the power of minus 12. what will happen to the loudness? So we'll use this formula. Beta equal to 10 log 10. I'll put 10, 10. Again, don't think that 10, 10, 9 it is so. It's a 10 log 10. Now, what is the intensity of sound signal? 10 to power of minus 12. How much will get it when you solve this one? I think will be 0, no? Log to the base 10. So this will be 1. Log 1, how much it should be? 0. So 0 dB. Then if intensity of sound signal is say 1 watt, let's calculate. Beta equal to 10 log 10.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, I noticed 10 power minus 10, no, sir.
What I wrote? Oh, minus 12. Sorry. How much? Okay, yeah, it's simple. Minus 12. It's a. I didn't see it. Yeah. I'll shade it. It'll be easy for you. Okay. Thank you for correction. No, let me substitute this. Okay, this will be how much it will become 120 dB. Now I'll show calculation so that it will be easy for you. Huh? So this will become 10 to power of 12 dB. Log 10 to the base 10. This should be the 1. Okay, what is the value? If intensity of sound signal is 1 watt, then in dB it will be this much. Okay, let's see 10 to power of minus 10, how much it will be. This is individual. The calculations I'm putting in this way. Okay, let's go for the next one. What is the loudness of signal of intensity 10 to power of minus 10? Log 10, the intensity is how much? 10 to power of minus 10, 10 to power of minus 12. I think this will be 100 or 10 to power of 2. Shall we put it 20 dB? Intensity of sound signal is, if it is 100, what will happen? Beta is equal to so 10 to power of minus 8 it will come, no? 10 to power of 14, sorry. Okay, now what will be the intensity if it is less than 10 to power of minus 12? Anything will come. So let's see next part. Beta is equal to 10. Okay, let it come with 10 to power of minus 14. Lower than that. So this will be 10 to power of minus 2. Ten into minus 2 log 10. This will be 1 by 100, no? 1 by 100. So it will be, is it okay? minus 20 dB. Yeah? Loudness can be negative also. Specifically, I brought it. Okay, now it's something very important thing, something related to our noise pollution. Nowadays, we say no noise pollution. What do you mean by that? On an average, if we listen for a sound signal, the 120 dB means like a human ear. So what happened in a day? What happened? Like in ohm, what happened? 60 dB at the most, maximum 40 dB. 120 dB the threshold, no? 60 or in a ohm, if you are staying, what happened? Your ohm will be calm. If the loudness is say 0, okay, well and good. If the 10 dB, 20 dB, 30 dB, okay, fine. So when you're measuring when you're purchasing any ohm nearby roadside, so what happened? We have a loudness meter. Just switch on that. If it shows 70, 80 or 120 dB like this, so definitely what happened? It's a sound pollution. Okay, very good house, everything fine. But what happened continuously when you are exposed to this much of sound, no? What is the problem? The diaphragm, okay, you may feel very happy, okay, for main road I got a house. But what is the problem? The diaphragm inside your ear will be continuously vibrating. It will be disturbing your brain. You'll not get peace of mind. Okay, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day afterwards, you'll get irritated. You don't get peace of mind. There's a reason. So now okay, now let's come for our lifestyle. Some say like a sir, without television I don't sleep. Okay, you'll switch on television, you'll switch on some songs, then we'll start sleeping. No, okay, when you sleep, tell me like a diaphragm, how do it come to know that you have slept? Any sound wave arrives there, so what it does, it is going to maintain a pressure difference. No, if a sound wave signal arrives there, due to that music, there'll be some pressure variation. And due to the pressure variation, the force on diaphragm will be varying and the diaphragm will be vibrating. If the diaphragm vibrates, what happen? It will make the brain to alert. So you may feel sleep, you are sleeping, but your brain, what happen, will be still processing that sound signal. So they'll become incomplete sleep. So when you are sleeping, switch off all mobiles, everything. There should not be any sound disturbance. The reason the diaphragm will come. So nowadays, I think nowadays, if you see, if you have small kids in your home, TV will be on and the kid will be sleeping. So do you think that kid is sleeping? So the television sound signal which is coming, no, the sound coming from television, what happen? Will generate a sound and it will make the diaphragm to vibrate. The kid's diaphragm will be vibrating. The brain will be working. So how come you'll get a rest? So if a brain is not completely at rest, no, the organs will not grow. So these are the so-called educated. Kid will be sleeping and the TV will be on. All 24 hours TV if it is on, what will happen? Your diaphragm for 24 hours it will be vibrating with a high that one. So any problem is there'll be a problem. There'll be a problem. Am I right? Look at your televisions in your home. How many hours it is on? Okay, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 24 hours. Music. Okay, sir, I love music. Okay, listen half an hour. Hours together listening music. That too now we have like a that earplugs, headphones, so many things are there. What you're doing, you are making your diaphragm, you're killing your diaphragm. This is the one best organ what we have. So the peace of mind, if the diaphragm will not vibrate, there's a peace of mind. If it vibrates, there's no peace of mind. Finish over. So it's very important. Like it's not that something like we should watch television for hours together. One movie over morning. Again, we'll watch movie in the afternoon. Continuously we'll be listening, no, the sound signal. So we should avoid this one. Sir, we will avoid your teaching. Okay, it's left to you. If you get irritated, avoid it. The one which is essential for that particular thing you have to hear. This is the meaning. It's an organ. Huh? If it doesn't stop, if stops working, gone, we can't hear anything. That's a big problem. So you have that one. So you love music. What is the according to science? Half an hour is what more than that you should not listen. Finish over. There's a maximum time permitted to listen music. Finish over that one. Switch off afterwards. So TV will be on and the music channel will be on and for hours together. Oh God, like God, I don't know, like non-science or nonsense it is. Non-science or nonsense. At least now you understood. So therefore what happened? The sound pollution is something very, very dangerous one than air pollution nowadays. The sound pollution from where it is coming? From our gadgets only, mobile, televisions. Hmm? So definitely when you are speaking also, speak gently. Don't shout, no. It will disturb others. Different. Speak gently. Okay, this is about the diaphragm. Okay, why we brought loudness? This is a logarithmic scale. This is a linear scale. The human ear responds for logarithmic scale. Now you come for this one. If the intensity of sound signal is 10, okay, I'm interested in this. Anybody, can you put anything this one? If I make it from 10 to 100. Anybody? 100, how much it will become? 240? For 10 you give it. Okay, and 100 I think we have, no? Oh, 100, 140 is there, no? Yeah, yeah. Somebody give for 10.
130.
130.
Look at this one. When you made it, when you make it, what will happen? So like a under this 100 is 140, no? 10 is 130, that one. So when you make it from 10 to 100, what happen? You feel okay. This one. So we have increased 100 times. No, here it just increased by 10 times. Got the idea? So we do respond for logarithmic scale, not for linear scale. That's the conclusion. Okay, got the idea? So these are the some things are there. So let's get into the some numericals. I think enough theory I discussed. Let's get into the straight away numericals. So I do have, so as I point source of sound. So this will have a power P naught. So can you remember intensity idea? Somewhere we have discussed. Let me start here. So this is the source, loudspeaker or a point source of sound. This one, it is having a power P naught. Now, what is the intensity at a distance X? How you define intensity? Power flowing per unit area. So let me take 2 points. So there's a point 1. Let me indicate. This is X1. Okay, so now what will happen to loudness if I move away? So what is the power of source? So what is this? This is a point source of sound. So what is the expression for intensity? How you define? Power flowing per unit area. So what you should assume? You should assume a sphere, imaginary sphere. The power the power flowing normally per unit area per unit time, or energy flowing per unit area per unit time is what we call that as a intensity. No? P naught is the power of a source. What is P naught? P naught will become power of a source. It's a point source. So it will send out signals in all directions radially. So then what is the intensity at a distance X will become this one. Similarly, what is the intensity at a distance X2? P naught by 4 pi X2 square. Okay, let's calculate loudness at point 1. Log 10 I1 by I naught. Beta 2 equal to 10 log 10 I2 by I naught. Beta 1 by beta 2. Let me take this one. So log 10 okay, keep this one. So let me take difference beta 1 minus beta 2. Just I'm trying to explain some idea here. Log A minus log B, what you write it as. What is I1? P naught 4 pi x1 square. So that everything will get cancelled. So x2 by x1 whole square. So this will become 20 log 10 x2 by x1. Like this. So as you move away, what will happen to loudness? Loudness also will decrease. Then the difference in loudness, yes, we can use this formula. If they ask you, so log A by log B, there's a one formula they may ask you. So ratio of the loudness, here the difference in loudness. So as we move away, so the loudness will decrease here. So here the expression will be beta 2 equal to beta 1. Got the idea, no? This will be. So what will be the loudness at 2 will be loudness at 1 minus of that one, you can see. So as I move away, what will happen to loudness of a signal will in fact decrease. That's what you mean to say. The loudness of signal will decrease as I move away. Any doubt if you have, you can clarify. I'll take the some set of numericals. For point source, we are able to tell intensity. Only for a point source, we know intensity. So we are taking help of this condition. Loudness at any distance. So you initially x naught, you can see this one. Initially the distance r. Then as you move away, the distance will increase. So what happened to loudness? As x2 will become, say x1 is one fixed value. As you keep on move away, x2 will increase, no? This quantity will increase. So what happened to loudness will become less. So as we move away from a point source, what happened to intensity of sound signal will decreases. Loudness also decreases. That's what I mean to say here. Okay, this is about the basic idea of a loudness. So we'll take the sum, discuss some numericals related to the speed of sound. Time we have 50 minutes, so we'll discuss some numericals, so that will be easy for us. Let me write it. The speech of a man's voice at a frequency of 161 vibrations per second. That of a lady's voice at a frequency of 311 vibrations per second. What are the wavelengths? Produced by them at 16 degrees Celsius. Wavelength produced by them at 16 wavelength of sound wavelength of sound produced by them at 16 degrees Celsius. Speed of sound at 0 degrees Celsius is 332 meters per second. Okay, it's asking some very good question. Just formula based. Do we have any formula? Speed of sound at any temperature. I think, can you remember this? Is equal to V naught into 1 plus theta by 546. Am I right? Yesterday I derived it, so we know this one. So for next again, the wavelength is asking. So I should know the speed of sound at any day at theta degrees Celsius, at 16 degrees Celsius. So 332, 1 plus 16 by 546. Solving this, we'll get V theta. Then what is the wave frequency of man? F is equal to V theta by lambda m. Frequency of the lady will be V theta by lambda L. V theta is what? We know it, that I'm going to substitute here. So this will be 16 divided by 546, 0.029.
This is the Ganges.
0.03 will take it, or 0.029. So 1 point plus 1 into 332. This will be your 340, 341. Okay, then we'll calculate the wavelength. 341 by frequency of this 161. 704.68 meter. This would be the wavelength of sound wave produced by the man. Similarly, that of the lady, we'll see. These are the problems which you'll encounter. Very simple. Student has to just remember all the basic ideas. So 341.73 divided by 311. 1 point. Just wait. I think some problem is there. .12, no, it is. .1. Okay, these are the wavelengths of the sound produced by the man's speech and the lady's speech. Let me discuss one more. A plane longitudinal wave having, now these are very proper problems, having angular frequency omega equal to 500 per second is traveling in positive x direction in a medium of density rho equal to 1 kg per cubic meter cube and bulk modulus the loudness at a point in the medium is observed to be 20 dB. Assume it x equals 0. Initial phase of the particles of medium to be 0. So what you have to calculate? You have to calculate the displacement amplitude and pressure amplitude. Find okay, no. So he has given some information. A plane longitudinal wave. You see the loudness at a point in a medium is observed to be 20 dB. Antilog of 2 will be 100. I think all of you know antilog of 1 will be 10, antilog of 200, antilog of 3 will be 300, antilog of 6 will be 600. Here, I'll give the data. So first will bulk modulus. B is a bulk modulus. So what are the data available? Density given, bulk modulus is available, omega we know, and the loudness we know. First from loudness, we'll calculate the intensity. Loudness symbol beta equal to 10 log to the power of log to the base 10 I by I naught into dB. No, this should be what is the loudness of signal? 20 dB. 20 is equal to 10 log to the base 10. I naught is how much? So this dB and dB get cancels, and 20 by 10 will be 2. You see the calculation, so it will be log to the base 10. This is a method of from loudness getting intensity, anti-log of 2. I'll send this should be equal to I by 10 to the power of minus 12. So what is anti-log of 2? Anti-log of 2 will be 100. So 100 is equal to I into 10 to the power of minus 2. So what is I is equal to now? 100 into watt per meter square. So this will become 10 to the power of Okay, other side. What is the intensity? We define like this, no? Rho omega square A square V by 2. Wave speed. So do we know density? S. We know omega. Is asking displacement amplitude, the A. Displacement and pressure amplitude. Is asking to calculate. We know intensity of sound signal. Okay, we got it. We know density. We know, but we don't know wave speed. What to do with wave speed? So what is the expression for wave speed? Shall we write B by rho, the formula? So in place of wave speed, I'll write it as B by rho. So the further calculations, it will be rho omega square A square by 2. So the expression for displacement amplitude will be 2I by check once. I think it will be root B. So substitute the value of all this, you'll get the displacement amplitude. Similarly, I want pressure amplitude. So what is the expression for pressure amplitude? He's asking delta PM. Do we know wave speed? Say, if you know wave speed, directly substitute calculate value and put all the things. I'm just trying to. So this is equal to B by rho. So what is delta PM? Should be equal to two I A square, no, under root, one more root. Okay, yeah. So this should be equal to 2I rho by B, yeah? Under root of this one. Okay, now we calculated I. We know rho and B. Substituting and solving, we'll get the record. Or directly calculate the speed of the wave. It's quite much easier, no? If you can calculate the speed of the wave, substitute and directly substitute the value here. You get anybody value A?
2 into 10 power minus 9.
2 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Yeah. Pressure amplitude 2 into. These are the types of questions what you can expect. So here A means displacement amplitude. Delta PM means pressure amplitude. Getting the idea? Look at this one. What you should calculate. So if you know some set of formulas, okay, that antilog of to all that information will be given for you. If you know, sir, how do I come to know? Yes, that information, specific information will be made available. You need not to bother. This is that other problem data. So these are the types of numericals. What happen? You have to pick up and you should work out. Huh? I will take evening class. Will around one hour I'll take class because I had to discuss few more problems related to this. A few more, some 5-6 problems are there. Let me finish off them. When you have KVPY?
31st, sir.
Sunday or Monday? Sunday, no?
Yes, sir. Sunday.
Sunday will be writing exam, huh?
Yes, sir. Morning.
Yes, sir. Advanced exam postponed to Monday.
Advanced exam on Monday, sir.
Oh, I think you'll be preparing for KVPY, no? All of you? Okay, I'll do one thing. Saturday, I think you'll be preparing for Sunday exam, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, paper discussion. Okay, let me first wind up the class, then we'll have a general talk. Okay, thank you all of you.